You were never simply meant to read these parables. Your purpose is to unlock their hidden meaning, as they were meticulously crafted as coded messages intended for a select group. The very fact that you're encountering this suggests a deep, perhaps subconscious awareness within you. These aren't just stories. They are potent activators designed to awaken something profound inside. What if the familiar tales of the lost coin, the prodigal son, or the buried treasure have nothing to do with traditional religious interpretations, and everything to do with you, with your own journey? Could it be that every Sunday school lesson, every sermon, every children's Bible story you've ever heard was in a way a veil, a deliberate distraction from the true essence of what Jesus was trying to communicate to those with the insight to perceive it? The parables weren't aimed at the general populace. They were carefully encrypted messages for the initiated soul codes designed to bypass the limitations of the rational mind and ignite dormant aspects of your DNA, reminding you of who you truly are at your core. Jesus himself alluded to this, saying, "I speak to them in parables because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear. But you are on the verge of truly seeing, truly hearing." Over the next 20 minutes, I intend to decode 7 parables that will challenge and perhaps overturn everything you thought you understood about Jesus' teachings. A word of caution. Once you grasp the real meaning behind these parables, that understanding becomes indelible. Once you recognize the codes, you can't unsee them. And once you awaken to what Jesus was truly trying to activate within you, everything in your life will be irrevocably changed. So if you're not prepared for that level of profound truth, now is the time to turn away. However, if your soul is stirring, if a sense of ancient knowing is beginning to awaken within you, then you are precisely where you are meant to be. Let's embark on this journey together and decode the hidden language of Christ. Everyone thinks they know this one: the sower scattering seeds, some falling on rocky ground, some among thorns, and some on fertile soil. The standard interpretation is that the Word of God impacts people differently, depending on the state of their hearts. But that's merely the surface level, the simplified Sunday school version, the safe interpretation that keeps you believing you're separate from the divine. Here's what Jesus was truly conveying. You are the sower, you are the seed, and you are all 4 types of soil. This isn't a parable about evangelism or spreading the word. It's a map of consciousness, a guide to understanding why your own inherent divine nature has been so difficult to access. The rocky ground represents your conditioned mind, the ingrained thought patterns that automatically reject anything that challenges your pre-programmed beliefs. The thorns symbolize the distractions of the world, the relentless busyness, the pursuit of material possessions, the endless scrolling through social media, all of which choke out your inner knowing. The footpath is your unconsciousness, those parts of you that have become so hardened by trauma and disappointment that divine truth simply bounces off without penetrating. But the good soil, that's your awakened heart, the aspect of you that's ready and willing to receive the truth of what you really are. Take a moment, close your eyes, and truly feel into this. What if the seed destined to transform your entire existence is already planted within you? What if it's simply been waiting for you to cultivate the soil of your consciousness, to nurture its growth? What if every moment of seeking, every spiritual yearning you've ever experienced, every dissatisfaction with superficial religion has been that seed striving to sprout? But the parable of the sower is just the beginning. The true activations lie buried much deeper. If Jesus could encode the map of consciousness within a simple farming story, imagine what he concealed within the parable about losing something precious. A woman loses 1 coin out of 10. She lights a lamp, sweeps the house, and searches diligently until she finds it. Upon finding it, she calls her friends to celebrate. The church would have you believe this is about God's boundless love for sinners, about how heaven rejoices over one person who repents. But that's not the real transmission. You are the woman in this parable. The coin is your divine nature, your inherent connection to the source. And you didn't lose it through sinning. You intentionally hid it before you even incarnated into this life. Think about it. Why would someone hide a coin in their own home? Because they foresaw a time coming, a time when having that treasure visible would be dangerous. Your soul concealed its divine essence in the depths of your unconscious, because you knew that this world would attempt to convince you that you are small, limited, separate, broken. But now is the time of remembering. The lamp you light is consciousness. The sweeping represents inner work, and the searching is this very moment of questioning everything you've been taught. And when you find it, when you remember who you really are, the celebration doesn't just happen in heaven. It happens right here within you. It's the sheer joy of recognizing that you were never truly lost. You were simply hidden even from yourself. Feel into this truth right now. What if the spiritual quest, the seemingly endless search for God outside yourself, is actually the process of remembering what you deliberately buried within yourself before you came here? What if every moment of feeling lost, every dark night of the soul, every time you've wondered where God is, you are in fact drawing closer to uncovering your own hidden divinity? But that's just one coin, one small piece of buried treasure. The next parable delves into someone who discovered an entire field filled with treasure. And what he did upon realizing what he'd stumbled upon will absolutely blow your mind. A man discovers treasure hidden in a field. Overjoyed, he sells everything he owns and buys that field. The Sunday school version is that the kingdom of heaven is so immensely valuable that it's worth sacrificing everything for. But here's the crucial piece they never told you. The man didn't just stumble upon treasure. He found his treasure, the treasure he himself had hidden there in a previous lifetime, waiting for the opportune moment to remember and reclaim it. You are that man. This lifetime is you stumbling upon the field where your true self has been buried, lying dormant. And everything you think you are, your identity, your perceived limitations, your stories about being human, those are the things you have to sell, to relinquish, in order to buy back what was always rightfully yours. But here's the deeper code. The field represents your human experience in its entirety. Your body, your personality, your circumstances. You don't transcend them. You purchase them. You fully embrace them because you realize that they are the perfect hiding place for your divinity, the very container that holds your potential. This isn't about rejecting the world. This is about recognizing that the world itself is the very field where your treasure is buried, waiting to be unearthed. Think deeply about what Jesus is truly saying. Your human experience isn't a distraction from your spiritual life. It is your spiritual life. Your relationships, your work, your struggles, your joys, they are all integral parts of the field where your divine nature lies hidden, patiently waiting to be discovered. What if right now, in this very moment, you are standing on the field where your true self is buried? What if every experience you've ever had, even the most painful ones, has been meticulously preparing you to recognize the treasure when you finally unearth it? Feel into your life as it is right now, not how you wish it were, but exactly as it exists in this moment. Can you sense it, the treasure waiting just beneath the surface of your ordinary existence? But finding your treasure is only the initial step. The next parable reveals what happens when you attempt to share what you've discovered with others. And the code Jesus embedded within this one explains precisely why some people can hear what I'm telling you right now and resonate with it, while others dismiss it as utter craziness. If you're still watching this, if you've made it this far, you're not simply curious. You are remembering. You're part of the select few who are decoding the lost language of Christ from within. You are part of a lineage that has carried these codes forward through centuries of suppression. The hidden lineage, the ones who feel the call even when they can't fully articulate it. Like this video, share it not for my sake, but to amplify this signal, to push it out to others who are still lost in the noise. It's a way to signal to the algorithms that this type of content needs to reach more awakening souls, more people like you. Subscribe to the channel to stay within the flow of this current, because what's coming next isn't mere entertainment, it's activation. The next 4 parables that I'm about to decode reveal the very mechanics of awakening the spiritual technology that Jesus embedded within simple stories, the activation sequences that can literally transform your consciousness in real time. But they are also the most dangerous, because once you understand them, once you truly embody them, you can never revert to seeing yourself as small, as limited. You can't unknow your divine nature. Are you ready for that level of responsibility? A merchant searching for fine pearls discovers one of exceptional value. He goes and sells everything he owns and buys it. Sounds similar to the treasure right wrong. The treasure was stumbled upon by accident. The pearl was found by someone who knew exactly what to look for. The merchant represents your awakened consciousness. You've been searching through lifetime after lifetime, experience after experience, seeking the one truth that illuminates and makes sense of everything else. And when you find it, when you recognize your pearl of great price, you realize that it's not something you acquire, it's something you remember. The pearl is the recognition that consciousness itself is inherently divine, that the very awareness through which you are experiencing this moment is the same awareness that Jesus embodied, that Buddha discovered, that every mystic throughout history has pointed towards. But here's the secret code. The merchant doesn't just buy one pearl. He recognizes that he is the pearl. The seeker becomes the sought. The finder becomes the found. This is why Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is like the merchant finding the pearl. He didn't say the kingdom is the pearl. The kingdom is the recognition, the awakening, the moment consciousness recognizes itself. You are not a human being striving for spiritual enlightenment. You are divine consciousness, having a human experience. You are not trying to become worthy of God's love. You are God's love expressing itself as you. The pearl of great price isn't something you earn or achieve. It's what you are when you cease pretending to be small. Pause for a moment. Look around you. Feel your breath. Sense your heartbeat. That awareness, that consciousness through which all of this is being experienced, that is the pearl. That is the treasure. That is what every parable has been pointing towards. You've been searching for God while simultaneously being God. You've been seeking the kingdom while already living within the kingdom. You've been trying to find yourself while never actually being lost. But if this is true, if you really are the pearl, the treasure, divine consciousness itself, then why doesn't it always feel that way? The next 3 parables reveal precisely what has been blocking this recognition. And when you understand these codes, everything clicks into place. A man sows good seed in his field. While everyone is asleep, an enemy comes and sows weeds among the wheat. When both grow up together, the servants ask if they should pull up the weeds. The master says, "No, wait until harvest, then separate them." The church teaches that this is about good and evil people coexisting until Judgment Day. But that's the external interpretation, the esoteric layer designed to keep you looking outside yourself for both the problem and the solution. Here's the real code. You are the field. The wheat is your divine nature, your inherent goodness. The tears are your false identity, the limiting beliefs and patterns you've adopted. And the enemy who planted them, that was also you. Before you incarnated, You chose to experience forgetting a temporary amnesia. You chose to plant thoughts, beliefs, and patterns that would make you feel separate from the source, not as a form of punishment, but as a means of practice, of growth. How can consciousness truly know itself as light without experiencing darkness? How can love fully recognize itself without encountering fear? How can divinity understand its own nature without temporarily forgetting it? The tears aren't your enemy. They are your teachers. Every limiting belief, every fear, every pattern that makes you feel small, these are the very experiences that allow your true self to recognize itself by contrast. And here's the most crucial part. You don't destroy the tears, you integrate them. You allow them to grow alongside your awakening until you're mature enough to see how they've actually been serving your evolution, how they've shaped you into who you are. Your shadows, your wounds, your darkest moments, they aren't obstacles to your enlightenment. They are the compost from which your authentic self grows. Think about the parts of yourself you've been trying to fix, heal, or transcend. What if they aren't problems to be solved, but rather essential aspects of your wholeness to be embraced? What if your sensitivity is actually a form of psychic ability? What if your depression is actually a deep soul calling, urging you to align with your true purpose? What if your anger is actually a sacred fire that needs direction, not suppression? Feel into this. You are not broken and in need of fixing. You are whole and in the process of remembering. But integration is just the beginning. The next parable reveals what happens when you stop hiding your light, when you fully own your divine nature, and it explains why most people aren't ready for that level of authenticity. No one lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel. They put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. The standard interpretation is, of course, don't hide your faith. Share the gospel, let your light shine. But that's not the real transmission. The lamp isn't your faith. The lamp is you, your consciousness, your divine nature. And the bushel. The bushel represents every story you tell yourself about why you can't be who you truly are. I'm not ready. I'm not worthy. I'm not qualified. People will think I'm crazy. I don't have enough experience, education, credentials. These aren't humble thoughts. They are acts of rebellion against your own divine nature. When Jesus said, "You are the light of the world," he wasn't being poetic. He was stating a fundamental truth. Your consciousness, when fully awakened, literally illuminates everything it touches. But most people keep their lamp hidden under a bushel of conditioning fear and false humility. They dim their light to make others feel comfortable. They hide their gifts to avoid responsibility. They play small in order to belong. Here's what the parable is truly saying. Your authenticity is not optional. Your full expression is not selfish. Your divine nature is not something you earn the right to embody. It's something you incarnated to remember and to share. When you hide your light, you don't just deprive yourself. You deprive everyone who is meant to be illuminated by your unique frequency, by your unique expression of the divine. The world doesn't need another dim bulb. It needs you at your full brightness. Right now, feel into the ways you've been hiding the gifts, you haven't shared the truths, you haven't spoken the love, you haven't expressed the power, you haven't owned. What would it feel like to remove the bushel, to stop apologizing for being magnificent, to let your light shine so brightly that it gives others permission to do the same? This isn't about ego. This is about service. Because the greatest gift you can offer the world is the fullest expression of who you really are. But here's what happens when you truly embody your light. When you stop hiding your divine nature, not everyone celebrates. The final parable reveals precisely why. And once you understand this code, you'll know exactly why you've been guided to this message at this specific moment in your life. Two men build houses, one on sand and one on rock. The storms come, one house stands and one falls. You've undoubtedly heard this interpreted as building your life on Jesus instead of worldly possessions. But that's the kindergarten version. Here's the graduate-level transmission. You are both builders. You have been building two versions of yourself your entire life. One version is built on the shifting sands of external validation. It craves approval, recognition, success, and security from outside sources in order to feel stable. This is your false self, your ego, your programmed identity. The other version is built on the solid rock of inner knowing. It draws its strength directly from the source itself. This is your true self, your Christ consciousness, your awakened nature. And here's what Jesus was really warning you about. The storms are coming. In fact, they are already here. Every external structure you've built your identity upon is being shaken. Every system you've relied on for security is being revealed as unstable. Every authority you've looked to for answers is being exposed as limited. This isn't punishment. This is liberation. The storms aren't meant to destroy you. They are meant to reveal which version of yourself is real, which foundation you've truly built upon. You are living in the time of the great, revealing the time when consciousness itself is awakening on this planet. The time when those who have built their lives on the rock of inner knowing will stand strong, while those who have built on the sand of external dependency will be compelled to rebuild. This is why you found this video. This is why these parables are activating something deep within you. This is why you've been feeling called to something deeper, something more real, something more authentic. You are not watching this by accident. You are being activated for what's coming. Feel into the foundation you've been building your life upon. Is it the approval of others? Or is it the approval of your own soul? Is it external security? Or is it inner knowing? Is it what the world tells you you are? Or is it what God whispers you are in the silence? The storms reveal the foundation. And if you're feeling shaken, if everything familiar is falling away, it might just be because your true self is finally ready to emerge, ready to take its rightful place. Here's the final code. The parable wasn't about two different people. It was about two different stages of the same awakening process. First, you build on sand because that's all you know, that's all you've been taught. Then the storms come and shake everything loose, dismantling the false structures. Then you realize you have a choice. Rebuild on the same shaky foundation, or discover the rock that was always there waiting to be uncovered. You are the rock. Your divine nature is unshakable. Your true self is the foundation that can weather any storm. And now is the time to build from there, to create a life that is aligned with your soul's purpose. We've decoded sacred texts, hidden in plain sight parables. They never taught maps. They buried revelations they couldn't control. They are not intended for everyone. But if you're still here, you're not just anyone. You're marked. You're chosen. You're part of the awakening that's unfolding right now on this planet. The sacred scrolls are calling gospels that were hidden codes, that were buried technologies of awakening they tried to erase. If you feel the pull, it's because your soul already knows. It's time. Enter the inner chamber. The link to the scrolls is in the description and pinned in the comments. And if you're seeking others who carry the same knowing, we have a private sanctuary, a hidden space for those who are decoding the Christ within, remembering the truth behind the veil, and rising beyond the limitations of religion. Find the link in the description, but only enter if you feel the call resonating deep within your soul. Comment below, "I am the parable," if something ancient stirred within you, and share this transmission not for mere clicks, but to signal the others to call them home. You didn't find this message. This message found you. The codes are unlocking, the time is now. And you were always a part of this. Until we decode the next scroll, remember who you are, and let your light reveal the kingdom that resides within. Hides within.